Researchers at Yale University did a cognitive study on 300 dogs, and they found out that almost in all circumstances, dogs pretty much act like humans. So it's a huge, huge study, which I don't want to get into all of it, but there is a link right down below if you want to see the exact study and what they did. And there's also a local news story that'll kind of sum it up for you. What happened?
Jimmy stole my pen.
Jimmy stole your pen, just like a dog would steal a bone. Yeah, I like that. You acted it out a little bit. So it's really interesting. It doesn't surprise me. We're all dog owners. It doesn't surprise me that dogs behave the way people behave. Does it shock you? Brownie acts just like Jimmy Dore, doesn't he?
Well, the problem is, like, I resisted getting a Kindle for so long, and I got one, and now my dog has it all the time. He loves it.
What's he reading?
He's reading A Dog's Life, and mostly a lot of porn.
Yeah.
But
dogs don't have great attention spans either, which I think you're proving is.
I think that dogs have human emotion. That's what that study's saying. That
dogs basically react to things. So they did a bunch of things where they would hide things, and they found out that dogs would go about finding things the same way humans would, use the same senses.
Dogs didn't like it when they're human, which I hate. First of all, this is a Yale study, so all those dogs think they're smarter than all the others.
Yeah, these are some uppity dogs.
But like, if I read it correctly, was that you'd be reading a book, and then you'd put the book down. Your dog would see you put the book down, and then another person would come in and take the book, and the dogs didn't like that your book was taken. So
really?
So the dog would get defensive and then would be barking at people and things like that. I mean, look, a lot of this I think is inherent. It's just
look, I've said this
evolution with dogs, right?
Let's clear something up though. I have 3 dogs.
Yeah.
I sort of now feel like I'll always have 3 dogs, and this is just true. It's painful for people to hear. Take the dumbest person you've ever met in your entire life.
Yeah.
And they are smarter than the smartest dog.
This is not true.
It's 100% true.
That is not.
It is 100%
Are we all thinking of the same person?
That is not.
So one person just popped into my mind.
I know lots of people who are dumber than dogs.
Nope.
And you know, you're talking like a mentally handicapped person. A dog is dumber than a mentally handicapped.
I think you were going on the main spectrum.
Yeah, I'm not singling any type of person out. I wasn't trying to.
But you're saying a dumb person.
I'm saying just a regular working dumb person.
See, like a dolphin or a whale or a dog, they don't have the gift of language. They don't have that part of the brain, but they have other parts of their brain that are more developed than ours, that are actually smarter in certain ways than us. So
like what way?
Well, I think
like they can distinguish smells better than we do. They can distinguish facial perceptions better than we do. So they're smarter in a lot of ways that way. Plus, you ever see a well-trained dog? They're much smarter than a lot of people I know.
Right.
So
I'm not.
Well, don't you ever come home from a rough day at work or something bad happened in your personal life or something, and your dog can sense it? Now, I know that doesn't necessarily mean smarts, because that could just be they're responding.
Right.
to...
No.
It could be a chemical scent or something.
Dogs can smell cancer. They can tell you when you have cancer. They're smarter than doctors.
There's like 6 dogs that can do that.
No, they can do that. You can.
One of them is
one
Jimmy
dog
Dore's
dialed
little brownie.
911 once ever.
My dog does that. So if I piss him off, I go, "What was that?" I go, "What? Nothing. I thought I smelled cancer. Nothing." And then he walks away.
Do you guys think you love your dogs in a deeper way than maybe some people that you know, maybe even some family members?
Yes.
Like, I love my dog so much. I took her, I was telling you guys before we started, she had her teeth cleaned yesterday, so they had to, put her under. And really, from like 9 a.m. till I got her back.
They have to be put under to brush their teeth. They're geniuses.
And I said she wouldn't bite, but they didn't trust me. They wanted to do it anyway. But really, from like 9 a.m. to like 5 p.m., the whole day, I was like, it's 1 in 100,000 that don't wake up from the anesthesia. And I was freaking out all day long. And even now, it's a day later, and she's still a little loopy. But I was thinking how much I love this animal. Has given me so much comfort and joy, more than I love some people that are pretty close to me, I think.
They put me under to get a colonoscopy, okay? So you don't have to be smart to get a stick stuffed up your ass. But I think brush your teeth a little more complicated than sticking a wand up your ass. And yes, I love my dog. Yeah. And it's amazing that, dogs also have emotions. I had a sister who tried to tell me that they don't have emotions, it's all instinct. So you don't have to, that's not true. Dogs certainly have emotions, right? And they're emotional beings. My dog could sense when I was depressed and needed my old dog.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And he would come over and comfort me when I was standing in a corner crying, not knowing what to do with my life. And he knew. And so there's a certain intelligence. I bet the thing is too, dogs never do anything to really piss me off. Like they never reveal a secret you told them. They never try to fuck your girlfriend. They never steal money from you. They never make fun of you or denigrate your good work. So
they never start illegal wars. How do you not say that? That's your.
They never
your
do
big
that.
thing.
But so that's what makes you love them more. There's always just positive things coming from your dog. I love my dog certainly more than a lot of people.
Bring us home. Do you love your dog more than you love some people that are?
Everybody told me, including dog owners, including one of my best friends who's a dog owner, and he said, you know, when you have a child, as I now, my kid is almost 2, it will change how you feel about your dogs. You'll still love them. But he was wrong. It hasn't. In any way, it hasn't.
You're the second person I've heard say that.
Yeah,
so
I mean, don't get me wrong. If there's a fire and I can only choose one in a fake scenario, like the terrorism ticking time bomb thing, do you torture somebody? You know, I'd save my daughter. But Bob is. I love Bob almost as much as.
If there's a ticking time bomb and there's a dog and Sam Harris, I'm taking the dog.
Thank God Sam Harris is a deeply spiritual person. Otherwise, he would have a problem with that. Sidebar to all of this is a couple weeks ago, I had a dream that I lost my dog and that Ben Mankiewicz found my dog and brought her back to me. And I told Ben that. And he literally got white in the face. This is totally true. And you said to me that just the day before you found a stray dog on the street and brought it back to their owner. So there is something deep with dogs. What do you think? Let us know in the comment section right down below.